Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Financial Freedom Mastermind Group podcast. We're going to have just a Financial Freedom Mastermind Group meeting and be able to talk to a couple individuals and see what everybody's up to. But before we jump into that and start inviting others onto the call, I just wanted to encourage everybody to start where you are. Take it one step at a time towards your goals as we continue to enter into February already. It's crazy. January's already gone in the new year. But start where you are, take it one step at a time, and share your progress with your network along the way. If you have goals of becoming a real estate entrepreneur and of moving into more of a role or a job or a passion that you really want to pursue, I recommend starting with it as a side hustle and then building it up from there and trying to share it with as many people as possible in your journey along the way. Because when you have a focus, when you have a positive energy about you, and when you're really moving towards something, you'd be surprised how the universe works in your favor and starts to help you go and achieve it. And so again, the advice I'd give is just start where you are and take it one step at a time each day. This year is already moving pretty fast. We're heading into February next week. And so it's not going to wait for anybody. You got to just make progress each day towards your goals and see how far you can get. But we're going to open it up. Anybody that wants to join, feel free to go ahead and chat in. Looking forward to having a couple people on today and seeing if we can't help some people. Alpha, how are you holding up, man?
I'm doing good. As you know, the tree fell on my house. So currently I got the roof tarp up on Saturday right before it rained. So that was pretty good. Found somebody off Thumbtack. Got that covered. It was around $250, so it wasn't too bad at all. And I have my insurance adjuster coming tomorrow. And my neighbor told me her insurance adjuster was coming tomorrow too. So I'm going to go speak to them and then see what happens. The more I kind of learn, the more I'm kind of realizing there's a high chance that if anything hits your property is your insurance. I'm hoping that the fact that the tree's been dead for a while and there's been rotten, there's a rope on it, that possibly. But there's one person from Thumbtack that came and looked at it. He was just telling me his experiences. I really like the negative energy, so I started speaking to him. Yeah, so we're going to have the insurances come tomorrow. We're going to see what happens, and then hopefully get it all fixed and repaired once I figure out how it's getting paid for.
And to that point, so that's interesting to me because I always thought, hey, if it's on somebody else's property and it hits your property, it'd be their insurance that would cover it, or at least your insurance would go after them. Is that what the adjusters come in and kind of decide too?
So according to what my insurance said, if it looks like it's their fault due to negligence, you will essentially use your insurance. You will have a claim. You'll have to pay your deductible, and then they will try to sue to get it. But that might take 2 to 3 years before that's even done. So they said normally if you want it to be quicker, you should just go through your insurance and then after the fact. But there's no way to get their insurance to pay for it front end unless their insurance agrees to it. And according to Georgia state law, essentially they say if it's a healthy tree, and it falls on your property as an act of God, so it's your insurance. So if the tree is healthy, you have no arguments. What I heard from one of the guys who checked out the roof, he said, unless you've been complaining to the county and the city for a while for that person to cut down their tree, if it's been dead, if it falls on your property, it's still yours. So that's what he told me. He said, unless there's evidence of you complaining about it, it's still your responsibility. Like I said, what I read online, it wasn't with a lawyer. They said the only exception is the tree is due to negligence because it's been dead for a while or it's been diseased. Mm-hmm. So we'll see what happens. I'm not really too sure. I'll probably know more next week. But yeah, just kind of rolling with it. I'm going to set some money aside for my deductible and then kind of figure out what's the next steps.
Alpha, you are one of the most positive guys I know, man. Seriously, because it's been back to back. I don't know how this happened, but for the tree piece, right? Was it the full roof or was it just the portion coming out?
So it hit the sunroom, but mainly it hit. So I have a sunroom that's downstairs on my house hack, but then I have a little room that leads into the front door. So there's a glass door, then there's a front door into the sunroom, and there's a door into my property. So luckily, it doesn't affect none of the living quarters. It just damages right there to where you can't open that door longer. Luckily, I had 2 doors for my sunroom. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I probably wouldn't be able to continue my house hack because there'll be no way to get around. True. So luckily, I had that 1 door right there. And luckily, my car wasn't parked in my driveway because, I had the whole drive situation. Because my car would have been stuck until the adjuster came. I could have just took pictures and paid somebody, I think somebody gave me a quote for $850 to remove the tree, which isn't too bad. But they gave me used car salesman vibes. So I was just like, you give me bad vibes. I'm just not even accepting the contractor. But yeah, luckily my car wasn't back there because possibly my car could have possibly got hit by a branch or it would have been stuck back there till I got the tree removed. But yeah, it just hit a portion of the sunroom. It damaged it pretty bad, but everywhere else is fine.
Yeah, man. Hey, keep your head up. I like that you're going through the insurance piece because they should be able to cover that. The only thing, to your point, that I worry about is the adjustments made to it, right? Like, are they going to penalize? But I think they should go after the other insurance. Mark, have you had any insurance claims in the past?
I have not. In my previous home, I've been pretty fortunate not to have any.
That's fair.
I still haven't met anybody who has.
Yeah.
I'm going to number 2 in my first 6 months. So,
yeah, we're going to be going to you, man. We're going to be going to you for advice, all right? Because I actually, knock on wood or whatever this is, I have not either. So, yeah, reserves. But Mark, how you doing, man?
I am doing well. Doing fantastic, actually.
And why are you doing fantastic?
I'm sitting here on this call, learning more about, learning to get financial freedom. So this is cool.
Hey, come on now. That's cool. That is cool. We appreciate you joining, man. We appreciate you joining. I know you had some good news. Finally went live with a couple things. You want to talk a little bit about it?
Yeah. Well, thank you to you and your help. We went live, I think it was 2 weeks ago. And we've actually had, so I want to tell you, I used a trick that you talked about. So I had my daughters rent the place and write up reviews, each one of them. So that worked out well. And we've had, 2 tenants. One has signed an extension, and we've gotten some activity already. So we've had one in already, stayed and left. Me's dealing with getting the speaker back. We're just watching the trail of texts going back and forth. I'm going, oh my God. And then, again, we have another tenant that's there and has just signed an extension in the small apartment downstairs. So with that said, it's a good start. One of the things I was going to ask you about the VRBO, trying to get on there next as well. But good start. It's good to see money coming in versus me paying out money.
Yeah. And it's always that upfront capital, right? There's always other items where it's like, hey, we're missing this. Even today, I think there was an iron missing, right? And it's like, okay, there's an iron upstairs, but I guess we missed the one downstairs. So, all right, let's get an iron. Things like that, but it gets tightened up. And I think that guest extended for another 20 days or so. That's solid. And then from a VRBO standpoint, it's a quick follow. So I think that's going to be up and running within the next 5 days. Just got to actually sit down for a second and copy everything. But it will be up and running in the next 5 days, which would be awesome.
Okay, excellent.
Anything that's on top of your mind, Alpha, outside of the tree falling down, man?
I mean, honestly, I want to start because I know you're really busy. And I know your listing agent doesn't want to waste her time, but I want to start trying to find a way just to go out and look at properties without wasting anyone's time to get another real estate agent. So I'm trying to figure out on that how to look at, because I think you probably need your real estate license to look at properties. So I just want to be able to go out there.
But to that point, what are you looking for in the properties? Are you looking more for running numbers, things of that nature? Because we can absolutely send you, similar to how we're like, hey, we're putting together a B&B. We can actually get you into properties. It just depends on what you're looking for. Are you trying to run numbers in some? Do you want to see ones that we put under contract?
I mean, I would like to see ones you put on. I just want to see properties and start getting a feel for things. Because the more properties you see, I can say, okay, hey, that tree is close to that property. I know for my piece of will fall over. this line right here means the water mitigation company was here. It means this will fall over. Let me check under the sink. Let me see how the gutters look. Just kind of get more in contact with real estate. So when I am looking for a property, I'm not just trying to grasp at straws, but just trying to, like, if I had a choice, I would go and see 3 properties every weekend. Just randomly go see it. Go, and it's not anything in particular. Maybe 3 bedrooms too bad. More single family homes with no HOA fees, and just try to get more of a feel for the Atlanta market. Like I say, hey, I've seen several other properties similar like this that was selling for $400,000. I see this one right here selling for $350,000. I know it's a good deal, but I just want to see more properties. So I've been trying to ask some of my friends who do fix and flips, even though that industry has kind of been tamped down because of interest rates. And like I said, besides that, I really want to get through this tree thing. I'm actually still dealing with I think when people use the jettison upstairs, for some reason it leaks down, so I have a bucket there. I'm gonna figure that portion out. But besides that, just start, because right now, like, I have to stop spending money on this house so I can start saving money for the future house.
True.
And I would like to buy one before the end of this year, and that's my goal. I'm sticking to it. So I'm just like, okay, when is this house going to stop asking me for my money so I can start putting some aside? So that's true. Kind of that situation with just getting this house done where eventually it stabilizes, not asking for huge sums of money, and then start working on understanding the Atlanta industry, understanding the market, understanding different neighborhoods, what's a good deal, what's not a good deal, and just kind of taking what I learned from this property and applying it to other properties over and over and over and over. So yeah, if it's just property that you put under contract and you can send me over there, I would love to see them and just kind of get a feel of the real estate and just get like more involved.
I tell you what, man, I appreciate just the reminders, right? Because we do start to hit the ground and run all over the place. We literally got 6 under contract right now. One of them is amazing. It has nothing to do with anything that we're working on as far as like what would work number wise. But I'm actually going to be there for 5 hours tomorrow because it's going to take that long to do the inspection. So I'll send you the details. If you want to come through, I think it'd be kind of cool to check it out. It's like a MTV Cribs house, we'll call it, right? So I'm actually excited to just walk through it. But we do have a couple other house hacks under contract that we can go into really anytime. And now that I'm starting to work on the team, because that was the piece that was missing for a good amount of time for the real estate standpoint, it was, just me. And I realized like, hey, can't be in 6 places at once. And so now working on the realtor piece, and I have 2 showing agents, more than happy to connect you with them when they have showings because they're doing it throughout the week. You can just meet them there whenever it works for your schedule. And then obviously I'm heading around and checking out properties too. It's just
And when you say showing agents, I know if they're with a client, I'm not sure the client wants me, then I completely understand that. Maybe it's something that I could be there before or after and kind of get that, unless the client is fine with it. But I know people's home experience is very personable and they probably just don't want somebody randomly there just looking at stuff. So say whatever that works, just trying to. So I thought about maybe just getting an agent on the side, but I feel bad wasting his time because it's like, I'm not going to buy a house from you for the next 6-7 months. I'm just having you show me properties. I never want to get that bad karma.
Of course. No. So let's figure that piece out. I think on that piece, it just depends on the client. For a lot of the clients, they're going to be okay as long as you're an assistant. That's what we're going to call it, right? Yeah. You're learning with the rest of the team, and I can kind of coach them through it as well. So it should be fine to come around and see a couple properties just so you can get a feel, because there are a lot of opportunities out there, especially right now with the interest rates kind of holding steady at like a 6.5. And before we hit spring. Once we hit spring and summer, it's going to pick up like crazy. I feel like this thing is going to take off again. And granted that the Fed kind of slows down and just keeps it neutral.
Last quick question. Do you still consider it to be low inventory out there?
It is.
I've been hearing even though you can negotiate, the inventory is really, really low.
Yeah. Like for the house that we're looking at tomorrow, which we have under contract, we're going through the inspection period tomorrow. There was really only 2 options, right? And we looked at everything all the way outside Metro Atlanta, but for what they were looking for, it was like, hey, we got this one and one other, so we got to negotiate hard. And we did, but to your point, there's not a whole lot of options out there. But that's normal for this time period anyway, right? Between November and, mid-February, you're only listing if you have to. If you were working on a flip and hey, your hard money's going to run out. Now you got to flip it and sell it. That's why you're listing. Typically, you want to wait until spring or summer to list your home when there's a lot more people out, so you can get that competition and get a higher price.
Okay.
So I would agree. Mark, what are you seeing in the Boston market, man?
I haven't really been paying attention to the Boston market. It's slowed down for sure. It's stabilized, so it's plateaued. We have a friend who is trying to sell their house in Burlington, and they're working with the same real estate broker that we work with to sell our home. And they're saying it's just not a good time, right? But to get the maximum equity out of your home right now. And I think it's just related to what's happening in the market with the high interest rates. So it's driven a lot of the buyers off the market for now, and I think they're going to sit it out and see if interest rates go down. So I think that's what's happening in the area in Boston right now. It's still higher than the Atlanta area from the starting point.
Yeah.
That hasn't changed. So the prices have dropped a little bit, but not significantly enough where people who bought a home, 10, 20, 30 plus years ago, they're still going to get plenty of equity out of their homes. So one of the things that I've noticed is that there's other states out there offering, I don't know if it was Memphis or Tennessee, these ready to purchase homes. Have you, now, Nia, I know you have homes where?
From Kentucky.
Where? Kentucky.
Yep.
Kentucky. But I'm just curious of what your thought about some of these other areas that now seem to be suggesting that, they're going to grow in their economy, and here's a new upstart of housing market, good for investors. So do you look outside of Georgia now? I know you have, Kentucky. Are there other areas you're looking into as well?
So for right now, personally, those are the two that I'm focused on, just because I don't want to be in too many places at once. Yeah. That being said, the goal this year is to get maybe about 3 more short terms personally in Georgia. And then I want to expand outside. I want to get to Alpha's level at some point, but I first want to go outside of state and then go outside of country to where now you've got a couple in different countries, because I think that would be awesome. But to answer your question, and it's funny that you mentioned Memphis. So my nephew, and this is like a full circle moment, man, because I didn't start thinking about all this stuff till after graduation college. But my nephew is 20 and he's going into his junior year. And I gave him Rich Dad Poor Dad a while ago, like when he was still in high school. We talk about stuff. And when I was in Louisville, he was close. He was in Nashville. So I used to go pick him up. Hey, come hang with your uncle for the weekend and we're going to work. We'll just go put down flooring. So he remembers all that stuff. But long story short, he wants to get into real estate now, and he goes to school in Memphis. And so we were looking literally the other night, we were looking at a couple properties. I'm like, dude, for $5,000 down, you can get a duplex for like 160, right? Now, the key, Mark, is what is your strategy, right? If you buy a house, even like your regular house, the house that you bought in Boston many years ago, it probably appreciated X amount, which allowed you to buy more houses, right? Whereas in a Memphis, especially like that city in general, it's really a cash flow city. You're buying these properties where it's going to give you cash flow right now, but from an appreciation standpoint, that house may only be worth like 10% more 10 years down the road, right? Or 5 years down the road. It's just a bit different. And I can tell you, even from Louisville to Atlanta, it's a different kind of appreciation market, right? Louisville is more cash flow friendly, but it is getting some appreciation, just not as much as a city like this. So, for example, the first home I bought in Louisville, I bought in 2016, and I bought it for $190. It was a triplex that I lived in a house. I had a lot of issues, no trees, but a lot of issues that we went through, some bed bug stuff, all this stuff. It was a lot going on. But that house I sold in 2021 for $310, right? And so that's pretty good, but that was over 4 or 5 years. Whereas in Atlanta, I bought a house that's a 3.2 in August of 2021 for $460, and that house is now worth $575. Even in this market, I could list it for $550, right? A year and a half later, and I get multiple offers on that. And so it's just different markets. But the 460 house wouldn't work as a long-term. I have to use short-term at least until the rents catch up. Whereas the other one, it's all long-term rentals in Louisville for me.
And Louisville is long-term because the numbers work that well for you, right? To give you that cash flow. Right?
Oh, yeah, especially back then. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay, good. I mean, I was just curious because I'm I'm seeing that. I started to look at a few houses, and they talk about the grade A, grade B neighborhoods and grade C, and I was just curious what your thought is about that.
Yeah. The first property I bought, I would say now looking back, because I didn't really know the grades like that, but now I can firmly see it. I would say it was probably a grade C with a maybe C plus property that still needed some work. And I was able to get it up to like a B, right? B minus, we'll call it. The neighborhood still needed work. Now it's starting to turn over a little bit more, it's getting better and better, as more people start taking care of their properties and you see like a flip here, flip there. But it's more time intensive, we'll call it, right? You get more cash flow, definitely. Like I was able to get a 12-plex on that same block for $500K, right? Which is nuts. But man, when I talk about the management and kind of how intensive it was, it's what forced me to move to property management, right? I was like, hey, I'm working a full-time job up in Boston. I can't be managing this 1,000 miles away. Let me go hire a property manager. I think I've told the story on here before. The first ones I hired, it did not work out. It did not work out at all. The second ones I hired, thankfully, they came on and were able to help out.
Okay. Good. Thank you. That was helpful.
Of course. Desmond, how you feeling, man?
What's up, man? I'm feeling good. Just got off, man. I'm trying to manage my other job I got now.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's important.
Man, it's been good. For sure. And now I'm definitely busier because, the second B&B is up. So, I'm starting to feel the pressure a little bit more. I'm starting to take y'all considerations more, more into thought. I'm like, man, a cleaner would be nice. Like, would be kind of nice. But yeah, man, it's been going good.
That is good. And I still am looking into the booking.com. I actually just reset up the profile and I saw that, hey, they can take payments now. Now I just got to figure out how to link it. Have you linked yours to Hospitable?
Yeah, I have.
And it works, like the messages?
It works great. Actually, I was actually in the town hall today talking about just a small issue that I have where it's like some like weird like metadata comes through from the automated messaging like that. I think they have it working right for Airbnb, but like on Booking, you might see it say like, oh, calendar icon, like Hospitable icon. So I was asking literally the CEO, which that's one thing I like about Hospitable, man. They are dope with the support. Like you can hop on, literally talk to the CEO and say like, dude, what's going on? But yeah, it works. It works pretty seamless, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I've got it like set up with August, right? So the codes are being automatically added to the lock. The messages are getting sent out automatically, and that's huge. Like those two things right there alone are like huge for me. But yeah, I mean, it works, pretty well. I think like their main focus out of the gate was Airbnb, but I think, they are constantly trying to do what they can to make the other platforms feel love too. And I mean, other than that small little issue I was talking about, it works pretty seamless, to be honest. Booking did piss me off though, because for my first listing, I got it set up like no problem. Like it was just like Airbnb. I put my photos on there and I was like hosting the same day. But then with my second listing, I had to go through like this property verification thing. And I'm like, yo, guys, like I got this first property, it has a ton of reviews. Like what I need to get verified for? Yeah. And they honestly kind of made me mad because it probably took me like a week after like making it live myself. So I made it live and then they like closed it. They like basically unlived it or whatever the word is because they were like, oh, you need to verify. So they were like, you can either wait for this letter that we're going to mail you and it might take 14 days. So I'm like, okay, what's the next option? Or you can upload a video of your property. Yeah, so they make you, and I saw this on my first listing, but I think I had gotten so many bookings so quickly that they're like, all right, fuck it, like it's probably real. But on the second one, and it was even crazy because I had already had a booking on the second one, and then they closed the property down for probably like 3 or 4, maybe even like 5 days. And I had to upload the video, and then they were saying, oh, like we can't see some of the shots, like some of the photos we can't like necessarily verify. So I had to actually get on a Zoom call, and they like automate it. So they'll send you like an invitation for the Zoom call, and you hop on there, and I had to show my literally like the exact same angle. I had to like get down on my knee, like in the same angle we were taking a picture to verify, and I had to like show them the street sign and everything. So it was kind of crazy setting up my second one. I don't really know why they made me do all of that, but after I got that done, it was cool. And yeah, I mean, I was basically able to start accepting payments and start taking more bookings. So I don't know what happened with the second one, but after that, man, it's been great. Like, I got a girl staying tonight off Booking.com, checking in. And literally the same thing going on with the first one. Since I hosted it, probably like, it's only really been live for like a week now, to be honest. But all those days have been booked up mostly from Booking.com.
Man, it is time to start adding. At least test it out. If you can add a little bit to the cleaning fee and see if you still get bookings, it'll get you closer. Yeah. But Alpha, you said you had the same thing with Booking.com?
Yeah, so they weren't really answering my phone calls, so they actually ended up sending me that letter. By the time they sent me that letter, I couldn't even figure out on the website where do you add the code to verify it. I think I eventually did. Like I said, I have the listing up, but there's no traction to it. I'm not sure if the account is on. I just never called because Airbnb has been going well, but it's up completely. It's filled out for the most part. I think where I messed up was there's a way to essentially go on Booking.com and just upload your Airbnb right away. Like Airbnb. So I did that, and I wouldn't recommend that. So I did that.
You wouldn't? Okay.
Yeah, and then essentially it just went black. Like, like nothing was working. I haven't even received a message on Booking.com at all. So I think maybe it would have been better for me just to put it in manually and make it a whole new listing instead of having. I know what they did was they took screenshots of my pictures, so the pictures were lesser quality. So I had to replace all those with my actual pictures. Like I said, I just assumed the website don't work, and I just said, hey, Airbnb is working. I got one booking from VRBO, and I just been running on Airbnb, kind of the exact opposite of Desmond. I do want to eventually set it up to where I'm getting bookings from both. Like you said, you don't want to have all your eggs in one basket because you never know what can happen.
It's funny, too. As we're sitting here, I literally
got a booking?
Yeah, got a booking. And this is what it looks like. They'll be like asking the check-in time. It's crazy. But I did the same thing with uploading my Airbnb listing, and it was kind of funky too. Like I had to go back and like edit the pictures or like, at least like rearrange them. Yep, so it's definitely not. I'll say it's not as seamless as Airbnb. Like Airbnb got it down to a T. With Booking, I think they were focused on hotels for so long that they're really now just trying to catch up to Airbnb. But for the most part, once you get your stuff set up, right, and like you got your photos and everything, I think it's at least, I say, worth a shot. For me, I'd be down bad, low key, if I didn't have Booking. And honestly, I say that, but it's kind of like I don't even necessarily know because they book on Booking so often that I feel like it doesn't give the folks on B&B a chance to book. And with my new listing, I have had a few come from B&B from B&B. I think now that I have more reviews, and I think that's a real big part on Airbnb. You got to have like those reviews.
And some of it is also what I learned. I'm not sure if it's still the same now, but the way the Airbnb algorithm used to work is based off interest. So if you're getting Booking, they're going to promote you more. But if your calendar's being booked up by Booking.com, where basically you're never available, then Airbnb can't build that profile for you to know if you have a good listing. Yeah. So if you're too booked up on one platform, I have a feeling it pushes you down low on another platform.
Yeah.
So it kind of forces you to focus on this. It's very hard to get equally a third on all three because if you master an Airbnb, they're like, hey, Booking.com's like, hey, this person is being booked on on Airbnb so much that we don't see them, so you're going to promote this listing. I don't know. It's just my theory. And I think there's some validity to it. I'm not completely sure, but I do know that there's some influence on that. Like if you're constantly booking on Booking.com, you're getting one Airbnb booking a month. Airbnb is like, oh, your place is not. Either it's not available because you block it off, or there's not a lot of interest in your place.
Right.
I'm not sure if that's true. I'm not sure. Maybe Need can figure out with his connection, but
I would imagine.
I have a feeling because I know with Airbnb, the more bookings you get, as soon as you get a couple bookings, your next booking comes right away because the Airbnb algorithm is like, okay, people like this property, let's push it to the top. You want a 2-bedroom, 1-bath? Here you go. And then normally what they say rare find.
Yeah, true.
They literally say rare find. You should book this. So
one thing I saw the other day that made me a little nervous though was on VRBO. I don't know if you noticed it, but they have like something called boost points or something like that. Like you can gain points for your listing and boost it. And I'm like, hold up, man. This looks like they're trying out something so that down the road you can pay to boost your listing or have to pay to make it seen And it just made me think, hey, the more you can start building that brand now, and everybody's talked about it, but try to somehow, some way get people to direct, right? So like every time, and I still need to go and drop this off at a couple of different places, the newer houses, but we have this QR code on a little sheet that we put on in different houses so that people, when they stay there, they can scan it and book direct next time. And we try to tell them, hey, you're going to save 10% on fees. And hopefully, if we can get them to book direct, they'll just get used to it and now reach out to us first anytime they're coming into town. Because that stuff made me nervous. When I saw that, I was like, okay, at some point, they're going to start charging to boost your profile. You can just pay for it, right?
Right.
But so, question for you.
Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Oh, I was just gonna say with the direct, are you so? Because I know you have your own site, but I think that's through Hospitable, right? Where you have like your web page, and I think they're waiting to drop. They've been saying it every town hall, like, "Hey, we're gonna drop the full direct feature where you can like take payments and whatnot." So I'm curious, like right now, before they have that, how were you like taking the payments, and how were you like, I guess, facilitating those direct bookings? Are you using Stripe or something similar?
So to that point, I'm using is QuickBooks. Check out our short-term rentals. And so right now, they're going to introduce Stripe to it to where you can actually be able to book directly on the platform and just have it go seamless. But for right now, this is what it looks like. You can change up that top page to kind of show different houses and things of that nature. And you can pick which properties you want to display. But when you do click it, it'll show you, hey, you know, what you can book, everything that it shows on B&B, it actually pulls it directly from Airbnb, which is awesome because, you know, they were integrated with Airbnb first. That was who they were connected with. And so when somebody wants to book, they pick the days, they hit request, it gives them the rate, cleaning fee, they hit request to book, and then it goes ahead and it sends you like a direct request and you can accept it or not. And so before I accept it and have it block my calendar, I always send them a message saying, hey, thank you so much. I'm going to invoice you now. And once you've paid, I will accept the booking. And so when they send this request, it's going to have their phone number and their email address. And so I use QuickBooks to invoice for other stuff. So I just invoice them direct. Once I see that's paid, I accept it. And it's worked so far.
And with that said, right, are you, because you heard my horror story about the pets last time, are you like sending a rental agreement or, you know, do you have some sort of thing where they need to sign or say at least like, okay, we agree to the rules, or how does that work?
Not for the direct, but the reason being, the only way you know about the direct is one, through social media and we're going to verify you and things of that nature, or two, because you've stayed at one of our properties before. Like 90% of the people have stayed at one of our properties before. And that's the benefit of having that platform because you can see like, hey, how did we review them? Look back through the messages. Were they a headache? Do I want to accept this person as a direct booking? And so the people that we've had have been the awesome guests. Like I have this one guest who keeps staying at like my personal B&B, the first one that I had. He's a music artist and he comes out here to teach people, like if not every month, every other month. And he's always booking it, like always. Like he's disappointed when it's booked up. He's like, dang, man, I missed it. I'm like, yeah, I know. You got to check out some other ones, but it's good. And so now it's just, I get a text. He's like, hey, you know, can I book these days? I'm like, here goes the link, man. And we kind of go from there. And once they get the Stripe integration, then it's really going to be humming because then they can just book on here. And I'm hoping you can take like a deposit.
Right. I think they're going to drop that soon. I'm looking out for that too because I want to set up kind of somewhat similar to you have where I can like send people the link or whatnot, even like my friends and stuff. Because I'm guessing the biggest benefit for guests, right, is that they're avoiding like the platform fees.
Yes.
That's the biggest benefit, right? Yeah.
It's about 10% in savings, roughly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And one question for you, Desmond. And I know you're busy right now, but it's similar to like when I got started in this B&B thing, it was, hey, let me test this thing out. I like it. Let me get another one. And hey, you know, one of my flipper friends wants me to manage hers. And then all of a sudden now we got a whole management company. It's kind of a cool side hustle, right? You figured out, at least for the most part, this booking.com, people would pay. And by people, I mean, I would pay to have somebody just set it up, right? Hey, here goes the listing. Here goes the photos. Here goes like the temporary login. Please set up this listing, link it to everything just to get it off my mind. Have you thought about that as a side hustle potentially once you get it fully figured out?
It's been like creeping into my mind, I'll say, because honestly, like what you said, between like my day job and managing the 2 I have now, right, and making sure we got enough towels for tomorrow and shit like that.
You're being a full-time cleaner.
Yeah, be a full-time cleaner in a way. Yeah, between all of those different things, it's definitely, taking a good amount of my time. But it's something I'd say I want to start to creep into and try out, and then, over the longer, maybe move into like a management company, or, at least folks know, hey, I can manage your, stuff at least digitally, right? Because, I mean, with what you're saying, like, and I'll admit too, doing the setup with Booking and Hospitable, it was not nearly as easy as doing it with Airbnb. Like, there's some hoops you got to jump through. With Airbnb, they're like, oh, type in your login, like, boom, you're done. With Booking, they're like, oh, go click these settings in your booking listing and like set this stuff up. I'm like, man, like it was not as easy as I thought it was gonna be, right? And now having it down and like having a Hospitable integration set up and all these custom codes and whatnot, I feel like I do have some, like, I don't want to say expertise on it, but some sort of knowledge on how it would work. So it's definitely something I would look into for sure. And if you want to be my first client, maybe we could talk about it for sure. But
I don't mind, man. I don't, seriously, because it's one of those where I'm like, okay, I need to do this. We're growing ever fast. I actually just talked to a potential owner who it's a flipper around here. They don't really own properties. They want to sell all of them, but with the market changing, they have 3 flips they just completed that they're looking to potentially move to Airbnb. 2 of them are furnished right now. One of them's not. And I was like, hey, man, send them over. Let me run the numbers, take a look. But long story short, it's getting to the point where it's going to be harder and harder to go back and do all of them. And so, yeah, think through it. Think about some pricing, things of that nature, what makes sense for your time. And, that could be a consulting thing, man, like on the side, if you have time for it. Like, hey, in an hour or 2 hours, 3 hours, I can set you up on booking.com for X amount.
Right.
And I would be happy to be a first client to kind of get that thing going.
I'm gonna think about it, and we definitely can talk more about that for sure, because that could.
Don't hit me over the head with the fees, man. All right, remember that your boy was fighting for you. Okay, remember that.
No, man, for sure. Nah, for sure. And honestly, I have to even dig into how do you even start to do like freelance fees and stuff like that, right? Because up until this point, I've been all on a salary gig, right? Even like with the software engineering stuff, I don't do any sort of, freelance coding or anything like that. I've had some folks ask me in the past, but I've really been like, oh, like, I got the Microsoft thing going on, like I'm cool. But, and even just to like plug more in with you, right? And understand how your business is working more, you know what I'm saying? I would definitely be interested in getting that going. So let me think about it, right? Let me see what, how other folks might be charging for that or whatever. And I'm definitely not going to hit you over the head. Know that. I'm going to be there on Saturday too to do the build. So at least for a couple of hours, I'll be screwing some nails or whatever we need. But yeah, man.
We're going to have a little competition between the engineers, man. All right, we're going to see who can put it together faster, you or Alpha. Because last time, I don't know what was going on with that shelf, Alpha, but it took a couple hours, man. It took a couple hours.
I just tell people how to build it, and I watch.
Right. Facilitate.
Nah, it's fair. That's fair.
Funny.
No, this is awesome, guys. I'm happy to see everybody is off to a solid start. Alpha, I'm happy to see that you keep the positive energy and you keep your head up, because it is going to work out. We got to see the forest from the trees. Right now, it's hard not to focus on the one tree, but when you zoom out and you say, okay, 2 years from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, am I going to be happy I got it in Atlanta, in the area that you're in? Yes,
I did want to ask you one question, because as soon as I seen it, I was like, forest from the tree, because that's what Need would tell me, which I know, but I was just like, so I was just looking at my zip code on Zillow, and I clicked on my property. Let's just say the Z estimate went down. I was like, oh my goodness. It's not too bad, but it was like a good 15% of what I bought it. And it just, I was going to mention it to you, like, I know forest from the trees. I'm not selling it anytime soon, but it was just like a hit to just kind of see that the estimated value on Zillow was a lot lower than what I bought it for. I'm not sure that.
Of course. Absolutely. It's happening right now. I want to say across the board for a lot of individuals. But to your point, it only matters when you're buying and when you're selling, right? And as long as you're getting that in-between cash flow and you have a strategy for maximizing that property right now, you're going to be fine, right? And when you think about even the Zillow estimate and things of that nature. It's really a snapshot of the market itself, right? There's always going to be some properties that are better or some properties that make more sense for, certain individuals where you'll pay more for that property, right? And so it's just a snapshot of the market as a whole. And as a whole, the market is declining a bit right now because the interest rates, because we're in the winter. We'll see how the spring and summer holds. But I think the neighborhood that you're in, because there's a lot of new flips going on and more developments that are taking place, I think long term it's going to be okay. And we're in Atlanta, man. Metro Atlanta is actually booming compared to a lot of markets, right? When you look at, I got to get back with my guy over in Phoenix, Jamie. I think you guys met him. He jumped on a couple of times, but it's not been good over there. They're looking at, I think, 37% to 40% declines, just because that's a boom bust market, and a lot of people move there that normally wouldn't. Whereas Atlanta has like businesses moving here. There's companies moving here. There already were companies here, but there's a lot more now. So I like the prospects of the city overall. All right, y'all. Hey, Desmond and Alpha, I will see you on Saturday. Mark, congrats again on the first couple bookings. And hey, we'll keep this thing rolling, man.
Yeah, keep it rolling.
Cool.
All right,
Congrats,
y'all.
man.
Hey, be
I'll
safe.
see y'all later.
Have a great rest of your evening, guys.
See you guys.
Yes, you too.